name is Patrick Kuras, and that's my Twitter handle, pkuras. And I have a Twitter story as well. I'm kind of a newbie to social media. I sort of was blissfully ignorant of things. I'm a technology guy, but I sometimes tend to find myself not being particularly up on things. You know, I don't have an iPhone. You know, you can tell I'm not really that cool. But you know, I have moments of brilliance. And so I ran across a book that many of you may have read a long time ago, because it's actually kind of an old book. Last fall, I ran across this book called The Clue Train Manifesto. You can actually read it online at cluetrain.com. And I started reading this, and it was like a revelation to me. It was amazing to read the tenets that this book puts forth, that business is a conversation, that it's about relationships. And it's like a light bulb went off in my head. Oh, wow. Yeah, it really is, isn't it? And you know, a lot of big companies don't necessarily do that very well. They've kind of gotten into a mode where they're just communicating in a broadcast fashion out to the masses. As an entrepreneur, a solo entrepreneur, someone who really is engaged with all of my customers on a first-name basis, it really talked to me that, yeah, that's right, because when I go to talk to a client, it's about a relationship. So I got involved in Facebook, and that was a lot of fun, looking up old college and high school friends and old girlfriends and whatever. And don't tell my wife, though. Then I got involved in Twitter, and one of the first people I started engaging with on Twitter was Laura. And Twitter, as many of you know, is kind of an odd beast, but I kind of got the hang of it. And I found that Twitter is an amazing tool for creating relationships. Now, Facebook is an interesting tool for maintaining relationships, but Twitter is a much better tool for getting new ones. And there are people in this room whom I've met through Twitter, or whom I've really cemented relationships with through Twitter. For example, Paul in the back there, Laura, Mike, some of the other folks here as well, Bob over there. So Twitter is a great tool for doing that. So, okay, so here I am on Twitter, poking around, kind of tweeting life, and outside of my social media life, I became involved with a friend and client of mine in a business venture. And so we kind of talked about what we were doing. The subject matter is not very important, but it's called Accelerate ROI, and we do customer experience consulting. And so we put out a press release with my headshot, and it showed up in the Grand Rapids Press. And Laura sends me a tweet saying, "Hey, I saw your picture in the paper yesterday. What's that all about? Did you get a new job or something?" I said, "No, it's kind of a side thing right now," but told her what it was all about. Customer experience consulting. Okay, fine. Next day, I get a follow from this guy that I didn't know. And as is my custom, I click on his name and see what it's all about. And I find out this guy's a customer experience consultant. And I thought, oh, well, that's cool. I probably ought to follow him back. So I hit follow and thought nothing of it. Next day, this guy tweets out that he's looking for customer experience consultants to do kind of a joint venture with. Hey, okay. So I sent the guy an @ I added him, and it might have been a DM, I don't remember, but so I added him after I added him, and so we started this conversation. Well, since then, this little company that my friend and I have gotten started, called Accelerate ROI, has become really closely connected with this other company in New York City through that one little tweet. So Laura, I have you to thank for that, because
Power tweeter.
Because you started that conversation, and it was our sort of private public conversation that led to this other guy following me and all of this other stuff. So we still have not made any money off of this venture, but things are looking really good. We're going after some great big fish, and it could be a lot of fun. So I guess the moral of the story, what I'd ask you to take away from it is, pursue the relationships that you make on Twitter. They are not fake. They are not somehow inferior to the relationships you make in life. Twitter is a fantastic medium for creating real relationships and for engaging in real conversation with real people. I would encourage you not to be shy about saying who you are. Use your real name, say where you're from. The more people can find out about you, the more likely they will be to engage with you. And be trusting. Yes, there are bad people out there, but you know what? Most of them aren't. And most of them aren't on Twitter. There's better places for those people to go. The beauty of Twitter is that it's public. So even what seems to be a private conversation that no one would care about, because it's searchable and it's public, somebody can find out that you're interested in that and reach out to you and make that connection, and that could be incredibly valuable to you. So don't ignore the value in making those connections and having those relationships. Twitter's an amazing tool for it. I'll let you know if we make a lot of money off this. Maybe I'll host one of these. But even for now, just the value of the relationship we formed is incalculable. And it's all because of Twitter and Laura.